buddy.
Hi, I miss you.
Hold on. Let me balance my audio a little bit more.
Poi esse daí, ó, tá ligado? Esse bicho aí, ó, ele fica observando você, só que ele não é não do mal, ele não faz não nada.
Hi everyone. What's up guys? 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 Wait. Cause Chris talked before I changed over to this screen. There's no imposter for today. So fucking sucks to be him. Sucks to be you, dude. Sucks to be you, dude. Oh, wait, there you go. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? I'm doing okay. In case you cared, although you probably don't. Fuck. No, I'm sure you guys care. I'm sure you guys care a lot about how I am today. How are you, though? I'm home. Guys, yeah, no one cares, dude. We're here for Ally. There you go. Anyway, so I'm back. I'm home. I'm here in place that I live. Very unfortunate. Very deeply unfortunate. You know, who wants to be home? Am I right? And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my trip. I want to talk about meeting everybody. I want to brag. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to brag. This is going to be a bragging stream. This is going to be a stream where I brag, reminisce, cry, and brag more. So that's the plan. That's the idea. Hello, dipshit. That's the idea. That's the plan. That's the concept. There William goes. I had so much fun. I don't even know how to like begin talking about it. I'm sure you guys have heard it a little bit, if not all of it already. But now I get to talk about it with other people beside me. So I can be less embarrassed. So I can be less embarrassed if I like say something about my friends. And I can talk about like my impressions and whatever, I guess. Which is really cool. So I don't know. Should I just do like a play-by-play? Do you guys even care? Do you guys even care about my trip? Do you even care? Be honest. Be honest. Do you even care? Do you even give a fuck? I bet you don't. Give us a play-by-play, Grimmeable. He just wants to hear me talk about him. Narcissist. Yeah. See, I told you guys. Told you guys. Narcissist. Anyway, I'll give the play-by-play. So it was really cool. I mean, maybe I should talk about like leading up to it. Who's taller? We'll get to that. I can't. Oh, Chris spoiled it. I was like, I'm not gonna give you all the. I was taller. I was a lot of things. But like we'll get there. We'll get there, right? But there you go. There's like your crumbs, sprinkling you with crumbs of information. I was taller than Chris by quite a little bit. He was like nose level. He was like nose level. I'm pretty sure I could like see over his head. It doesn't matter though. You know, we're not gonna get into the semantics of Chris's height while I'm drinking. I just started the film in the US. I know. You know him. You know him. Hello. So I couldn't, the entire time like leading up to this trip, I couldn't decide between being incredibly nervous or like not nervous at all. So I was like switching between being nervous, not being nervous, overthinking everything, not overthinking, and not thinking about anything. Like it was very much like split between like, am I petrified or not? So a lot of it was just like, before I got on the plane to go meet everyone, I was just like in this constant like loop of like, I don't know if I'm scared or not. And one thing I was really scared about was like, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, like the one thing I told Mystic and Comfy, I was talking to them one day and I was like, listen guys, I have one rule. I have one rule, okay? You're not allowed to be awkward. And that's what I told them. I got like really close to the mic and I was like this. You are not allowed to be awkward. Because that's my biggest fear, okay? You know how I told you guys about how like one of my biggest fears is like silence? You know, nobody talking, or like I crack a joke and nobody thinks it's funny. Obviously being awkward plays into that. So I'm like equally as terrified of like meeting everyone and it being incredibly awkward and nobody like vibing with each other. So like honestly, that was my biggest fear. Was like for some reason we're gonna meet and nobody's gonna get along the same as we did online. I was like petrified of that being something that would happen. And spoiler alert, it was perfectly fine. More than fine, actually. It was better than I would have ever expected. So, I don't know. I was so scared. And like, we got our tattoos straight off the plane, basically. Like, straight off the plane. So, I also, like, I talked about it a lot before the plane trip, but I was so incredibly nervous about my outfits. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna wear? Because now I have like a million things to think about. Like, I'm getting a tattoo. My arm needs to be accessible so that I can get the tattoo. It needs to be comfortable because I'm gonna be sitting on a plane. I'm gonna be walking. It's gonna be late. Like, it's gonna be warm. You know, a number of spoilers. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. So it was like a number of different things that I was thinking about and was like overthinking. Mostly it was like my outfits. And like obviously this is probably true for everyone who I met over the weekend, but there's also like this fear of like you're being seen, and it's not just like a picture, because with a picture you can choose how you present yourself, right? With a picture, you know what the other person's gonna see, you know what they're seeing, you know, and usually you're picking like as favorable as a picture as you can, right? But for a lot of the people I was meeting, they've never even seen a picture, and for like a couple of weeks leading up to meeting them, I was trying to decide if like should I send like a picture of myself so they know what to look for, or should I just wait or should I just wait and let them see me? And then that was like another big point of like anxiety for me, was like, oh, do I give them something to expect, or do I leave them with no expectations? Like which would be worse, which would be better? I ended up not sending any pictures of myself, which was fine, actually. I was really scared. Like I was so scared. And I know Chris asked me about it before. I think it was during our Portal stream, and he was like, do they know what you look like? Like, do they know what you look like? And I was like, some of them. Mostly just Mystic and like Comfy had an idea. Everyone had juicy asses. It's true. It's true. But a lot of like, it was more of a concept than like a, I know. Like Jimmy didn't know. I met Jimmy, by the way. Jimmy didn't know anything about what I looked like. So he went in with no expectations. Chris had no expectations. Goofy had no expectations. Mossy had no expectations. And apparently Comfy just completely fucking forgot what I looked like, even though, like I had said, like, I think my last stream, I don't necessarily hide how I look. I have no problem with people I'm friends with knowing what I look like. But apparently, I don't know, I just never had, I don't know. So that was something I was pretty nervous about, was that aspect, I guess. I didn't know what you looked like. Yeah, Mystic had no fucking idea what, even though again, I know for a fact, for an absolute fact, I have shown both Comfy and Mystic what I look like. I think both of them forgot. I don't know. I knew what Mystic looked like. That was the only person I knew for sure what they looked like. Your first thoughts? Wow. He can say that. I knew what your hair looked like. Yeah, Mystic knew what my hair looked like. Like, I think Comfy may have had an idea of what my hair looked like too. My hair was probably my most defining feature because it's pink. It's a little pink. So tweeny, so tiny. All right, man. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Thanks. So tweeny, so tiny. So the first person I met was Mystic. I got on the plane. I went through like turmoil the day before trying to decide what I was gonna pick because of all the tattoo and like the weather and whatever issues. Tiny Bean, I'm not that small, guys. I'm not that small. Jimmy is like just like tall-ish. He's like, I'm not that short. Okay, whatever. Whatever. So first person I met was Mystic. Obviously my flight was domestic because I'm Canadian. Like 1.5 apples big. What does that make you? Fucking half an apple? I don't. I like. Are you half an apple tall, Chris? I don't know. I don't know, man. So my flight was really easy. I got on. I stayed on the plane for an amount of time. Got off the plane. I'm good to go. Mystic had to go through customs. So I call Mystic as soon as I'm off my plane because Mystic landed a couple minutes before me. I call Mystic and I'm like, hey Mystic, where the hell are you? Where you at? Where you at? And Mystic is like, I'm in customs still. I'm gonna be a while. And I'm like, oh shit. That's okay. I gotta take a piss. And there's like a lineup for the pissing. For the bathroom. So I'm like, oh, that's okay. There's a big lineup for the bathroom as well. I like sit there for a minute thinking about if I wanted to get in the in the lineup for this bathroom, and I'm like, No, I don't. If there's a lineup for this bathroom, I know it's gonna be like disgusting in there. If it's constant people in and out and in and out, I know it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be gross. I fucking hate public bathrooms, by the way. I'd rather get a kidney infection, liver infection from not pissing than piss in certain public bathrooms. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Stream? Hi. I hate it so much. So I'm like sitting there because I'm like sitting on like one of these like benches looking at the line and I'm like, I don't wanna. Hi Zetch. I don't wanna do that. What's wrong with the bathrooms? Like, well, because this was the first bathroom stall like off the plane. So it's just everybody off of these planes who are like, I don't want to pee on the plane are lining up to go pee in this bathroom, right? So I'm looking at this line and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I walk 2 more bathrooms down. So I walk for like probably like 5 minutes just before the overpriced airport food. And I see a bathroom that doesn't have a lineup and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go piss in there. So I go piss in there. Pretty easy, pretty fine. It was a fine bathroom experience. You know, the standard, I pissed and then I washed my hands and then I tried to dry my hands with the dryer. The dryer I couldn't turn on. So I'm like sitting there with my hands dripping wet and I'm like, what? Hello? Why is the dryer not turning on? What's going on? I'm freaking out a little bit because I freak out about everything and I turn around and I see like a paper towel, so I just go use the paper towel, which is better anyway. I prefer paper towel over the stupid shitty hand dryers. What a nightmare. Anyway. So I'm done pissing. I pick up my bag. My bag's plural. And I keep walking. And I see these like signs with an American flag on them. And I'm like, that's where I need to go. That's where I'm going to find Mystic. So I'm like following these signs until I happen upon the exit sign. And then I'm like, okay, so I can't go any further. So I sit down and I tell Mystic, like I told Mystic on the phone earlier, I was like, call me as soon as you're out of customs. Like the second you're out of customs and I'll come find you. So I told Mystic to call me. So I'm like, I sit down in one of the gates because there's like a gate right beside like this exit escalator. Try and say that 10 times fast. So I'm sitting at this gate staring at like where the American flag is. So I'm staring at where international flights get off, staring it down. For like, I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes, I think. Mystic calls. Mystic says, where are you? I say, I don't know. Where are you? Where are you, Mystic? And so then we spend like a good like 20, 30 minutes trying to like navigate this airport and figure out where we are. And Mystic's like, I see a subway. And I'm like, a subway? I haven't seen a, what do you mean you see a subway? I've only seen a Starbucks and a Tim's. I haven't seen a single fucking subway. What are you talking about? Like, eventually I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go down to the exit. Like, I don't know where this subway is. I walked into the international area. I didn't see a subway. I was confused. Leave the building? No, Mystic. Well, there's like, cause there's like little restaurants in the airports, right? Anyway, so I like go down the escalator and that's when I'm like, I like tell Mystic, I'm like, okay, I'm going down the escalator. And Mystic's like, wait, are you on the 2nd floor? And I was like, yeah, I am. Why are you not? And Mystic's like, no. No, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense suddenly. Like that, yeah, no, of course. Why didn't I think of that beforehand? So now I'm walking down this hallway by the exit. Like I can see all like the doors and whatever. And I'm still on the phone with Mystic. And I'm like talking. And then suddenly I see this little meat, you know, across the way between me and like 10 people with this like blue suitcase, Mystic colored suitcase, Miku colored, if you will. And I'm like, that's Mystic right there. That's Mystic. I know that's Mystic. So I'm like, I see you. And Mystic's like, what? Where are you? They didn't see me. They didn't recognize me. I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mystic. That's what I was like, don't worry about it because I see you. And I hung up the phone. I just fucking hung that shit up. And I walk over to Mystic and finally I can see like their face light up and they're like, they recognize that it's me. And it was really funny. And then I'm like, Mystic's really quiet, right? At the exit number? No, we didn't think that far ahead. This was both our like second time on a plane, right? So keep that in mind. But anyway, did they recognize it was you or were they worried you were a lost kid? I'm very funny, Jimmy. No, they recognized. Well, ask them, Mystic. Did you recognize it was me? Is Mystic still here? I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But I like go over to them and I'm like, Mystic. Now we had this like conversation beforehand of like, are we gonna call each other our actual names? And spoiler alert, none of us called each other our like evil real other names. We never called each other like once. Cause it just, I don't know. It was like hard to remember. For me, it was hard to remember. I knew everyone's names like distantly, but because we've known each other for over a year now under like this alias, it's kind of hard for me to just be like, you know, other names. So we just never ended up doing it. Ever. Like, I don't know. It was just something that never ended up happening. Like, there was a conversation about it, like, being something that we would do. I don't know. It never happened. Anyway, so me and Mystic are, like, talking. Did Chris or Kat ever use, we talked about it at the bar. You're gonna have to wait, though, until we get to the bar day. But we talked about it at the bar. So, kind of. Yeah, wait, man. I saw you were looking at me and went, yes, that's Grimmy. Yeah, because I was like smiling like an idiot. I had like this shit-eating grin on my face as soon as I saw Mystic. Because I fucking knew that was Mystic. I was like, no way their ass walked in with a Mystic colored suitcase. It was perfect. If it wasn't for the Mystic colored suitcase, it would have taken me longer to spot them. But because I saw the Mystic colored suitcase, I was like, oh, like that's Mystic right there. Anyway, so I go over to Mystic and we do a little introduction, a little hug. And I'm like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here now. Because we had to go. We had to go get food. And I was like, do you want to like eat here? I think I said that. We didn't eat at the airport. We should have ate at the airport. Spoiler alert. We really needed to eat at the airport. We didn't. So we leave the airport together. We're like looking around and I'm like trying to figure out where the Ubers go. Can't figure it out. I order an Uber on my phone. Mystic's telling me that they've never used Uber before. And I'm like, okay, don't worry. I know how to use Uber. I used it all the time. So I'm like, don't worry. And I'm like trying to order this Uber and Uber says to me, Uber says to me, sorry, there are no Uber drivers available nearby. I'm like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? We're in a busy city at a busy airport. What the fuck do you mean there's no Uber drivers available? So I'm like looking at this and I'm starting to panic and I'm like, Mystic, it said there's no Uber driver available. So I cancel that one. I try again. And you want to know what it tells me? It shows me a code. It shows me a code. And I'm like, what? I've never seen a code on Uber before. I thought it was like a safety code. Like you tell it to the Uber driver. And the Uber driver's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. No, this is some weird thing that I've never seen before. I don't know. So I'm like reading the instructions because it has like tiny font instructions above this code. And it's like locate the Uber line next to exit 28. I'm like, okay, exit 28, we're at like 21. What? Uber line. I look across the street and there's this like black, you know when you like go to a movie theater and there's like the black like tape between like the lines, whatever, to like separate and define like where lineups are. That with like Uber signs, and I'm like, oh, fucking awesome. We need to be over there. We need to line up to get an Uber at this fucking airport. We had to line up to get an Uber. Oh my God. So we like manage our way over across, get in the line. I think we waited for like 20 minutes or so. Get in the Uber. Uber brings us to our Airbnb. We fiddle with the lockbox because it was annoying. We get in the house. We throw our bags on the floor. And I'm like, okay, where should we eat? And then I'm like looking on Uber. And I'm checking how far the tattoo parlor is away from the Uber because we have to get our tattoos very soon. Like it was like 1. Our tattoo appointment was at 3. Or was a problem? That one was weird too. Like that one was like especially weird. It was odd. So I'm looking at Uber and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. No, it was like 1:30. I'm like, oh my God, it takes an hour to get to the tattoo shop. Mystic, we need to go now. Like now. And Mystic's like, oh shit. So we haven't eaten, neither of us have eaten since breakfast. So whatever. And we're about to get tattoos. Oh my God. Now we haven't met anyone else. Everyone else was landing around 2 or 3. So we get this Uber over to the tattoo shop. We have to find the tattoo shop. Mystic has to go find an ATM because they're American. They didn't have any Canadian cash on them. They had to go find an ATM. I go into the tattoo parlor. I start getting my tattoo. That's fine. Mystic comes back a little bit later. Not too much later, a little bit later. And I think I hadn't, like, my tattoo hadn't started yet. It was just, like, about to. So that was good. And then it started getting done. That was fine. And then mine was done really quickly, actually. She was really fast. Like, super, super fast. Like, I think I got my tattoo done in, like, an hour and 45 minutes. Maybe, like, 2 hours. Something like that. It was super fast. And I got 2. I can show you them. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them. Anyway, so I'm getting my tattoo and then I'm done. Mystic is getting theirs. They're like on the table, getting their shit done. You know, as tattoos go. Guess who walks in? Guess who walks in late as fuck, by the way. It was so late at that point. It was like 6 p.m. Like we had been there for 3-ish, no, like 2.5-ish, 3-ish hours around there. Somewhere in between that time. I don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to find the pictures. It was somewhere around there. And then guess who walks in? I'm like sitting on the couch because Mystic's getting theirs done. And I like look over. Fucking Comfy, Mossy, Bolfy, and Oofy walk in. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. So everyone's kind of doing their little introductions. And I'm like sitting on the couch because I'm okay, I have to admit, I'm awkward when I'm meeting people for the first time. I'm pretty dang awkward when I'm meeting people for the first time. Whoop, ignore that. I'm pretty awkward when I'm meeting people the first time. I try really hard not to be, but it's like, I can't help it. I can't help it. And I feel bad for when I met Jimmy, because I barely got to meet the guy, so all you got to see was me being like a fucking loser. Oh, that's humongous. Oh my God. Okay. So this was in the tattoo shop. That is the gem. So this is the one that I am matching with the other eggs. This was right after it was done. So this is like fresh off the table. And I'm taking a picture for the people who demanded a picture. I'm so awkward meeting people the first time too. Yeah, but you got over it. Is that a, yes it is. Yes it is, Amber. It is yeah, it is a cry-wang tattoo. How'd you know? Your poker face didn't work, buddy. Hate to say it. From one anxious to another. It didn't work. Yes, that is a cry-wang tattoo. I've seen cry-wang live twice. And the first time I had Jay sign my arm and I got the signature tattooed. So it is the album cover for Memento Mori and Jay Crywank's signature. That was my first tattoo, actually. It was my first ever tattoo. So these are the tattoos that I got. A snail and a gem. Obviously the snail, the reason for that is obvious. I'm not a snail, but it's cute. And it's not too different, right? But Comfy and everyone walks in. Comfy is like, give me a hug, Grimmy, because I'm like sitting there awkwardly. I'm like, I'm sitting there with my thumb on my ass. I'm so awkward. I'm just like looking at everyone, like talking. And there were like other people in the shop too. I don't know who they were. I don't know. So I'm just like sitting there awkwardly, and Comfy comes over and is like, where? Up my ass, clearly. Where else would I be? Comfy is like, give me a hug, Grimmy, and walks over to like the side of the couch where I'm sitting on, because I'm like sitting there with my legs crossed on like the edge of the couch. Comfy walks over to the edge of the couch, says, give me a hug. I don't want to like sit down and give a hug, so I like go to stand up, and immediately one thing everyone found out over the span of this weekend was that I'm really, really clumsy. I found out I'm clumsier than I thought I was. So I immediately, when I go to stand up, I step on Comfy's foot. And I just, yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, you're kidding me. I'm thinking too hard about not fucking this up, and I stomp on Comfy's foot. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I didn't step too hard, because as soon as I felt like a foot under my, I was like, oh, I felt so bad. You don't understand. Did it look like a dance floor did? Kinda. Did you see that carpet? Scuff the J's now. There was no, that's what makes it worse. Nobody had shoes on, because you can have shoes on in the tattoo parlor. Nobody was wearing shoes. It was just sock on sock action. Me just fucking like, oh my god, dude. I felt so bad. Put your money where your mouth is. You got that, but can you move mountains? Alright. I felt so bad. Anyway, so everyone kind of settles in, and we're like talking to each other. An arm and a foot. Yep. Yep. And everyone's sitting on the couch or like whatever, and we're just like talking. And it's, I don't know how to explain what meeting people feels like. Like, I've talked about it before a little bit, only a little bit, a lot actually, but it's kind of weird meeting people you met online first for the first time. Because, again, I had no expectations for most people. The only person I really knew who they looked like was Mystic. So meeting Mystic was probably the easiest. Because I was like, yeah, that's Mystic. Like, whatever, that's Mystic. I'm not shocked to see Mystic here speaking to me. But everyone else, as soon as they come in, and you, like, hear the voices and you see the faces, it's kind of like this weird uncanny of like, what the fuck? Like, whoa, there's a face attached to this voice right now, and that's really weird. Like, that's crazy that I'm seeing a voice come out of this like, I know that voice, but I don't know who this face is, you know? And so it feels like kind of uncanny. He's so dreamy. All right, fucking save it for Comfy stream. Save it for Comfy. Get out of here. So it was like a couple hours of this weird uncanny of like, who am I looking at? Like, like it's crazy seeing the person. And then it wears off. So it was like, well, Mystic's tattoo was being finished, I think. It was just me sitting there cracking jokes, as I do. If I'm like scared and nervous, I just crack jokes. And in fact, that's all I did the entire time, actually. But the awkwardness, like the scaredness, wore off. We'll get to that. But I was just cracking jokes, and I was listening to kind of everything everyone was saying. It was a lot of chit chat, and it was really nice. And over time, like the weirdness of like seeing these faces attached to these voices wore off. And it was really cool because it wasn't something I noticed right away of like, I'm looking at this face, that's weird. Until like eventually it was like, oh, like whatever. Like it didn't matter. Like it wasn't something that I thought about anymore. And I was like, oh, like I guess it's worn off. And it was kind of like that when I met everyone, like a new person. So it was the same way with Chris. When I met Chris, I was like, who the fuck is this? Who is this face with this voice? That's so crazy. And then it didn't matter. And then it didn't matter. And then it was like, oh, that's just Chris. You know? That's just Chris. And it was really cool. So everyone got their tattoos done. Mystics got finished. Mystic did it like a trooper, by the way. This was their first time getting tattoos. And they got 2 at once on their shoulder, like a psychopath. And I was like, Mystic, are you sure? Are you sure you want to get your tattoos there? Like that's not an easy spot, especially for your first time getting a tattoo. Mystic was like, yeah, no, it's fine. Like, it's fine. And they took that shit like a trooper, dude. Like an absolute trooper. They did so well. You know, they did so well. They really like just fucking took that shit and they did great. And then after that, it was Comfy who got theirs, which was also in a pretty easy spot. Apparently they fell asleep while getting theirs done. And they were telling us afterwards, they were like, I didn't want to fall asleep too much because what if I drooled? And like the tattoo table has a hole in it for your face, right? What if I drooled and I woke up and there was a puddle on the floor? That's so nice cock. Yeah, it's a different meme, but equally as good. Which was really funny. So Kami got theirs done, and then Bofi got hers done after that. So used to tattoos? Yeah, but they don't have any color tattoos. I found this out when I met them. They had one color tattoo prior to this. Like most of my tattoos are color, by the way. So this is something I'm like very used to. I really like color tattoos. I was in charge of catching the drool with a drool pen. Dude, that's like such a sexy job. Like how what is it? No. What an arousing job. Yeah. Free drink? Hey. Are you sure you were using a drool pen or were you using your mouth? Am I right or am I right? Yeah, so most of my colors colors wanted it back. Like mouth to mouth? Damn. No wonder it's so Anyway. Yeah, so most of mine are color, and Comfy had one tattoo with color in it. And it was not that much. So it actually hurt more for Comfy than I thought it would. But also theirs was fine. They were like, yeah, no, I like felt nothing. Like they napped. They napped. Mine was also fine. I felt the snail less than the gem, actually, which is funny because the snail is like 4 times the size of the gem. But I felt the snail a lot less than I felt the gem. Just because of where it is on my arm. The gem is closer to the bone, right? And you're gonna feel any tattoo closer to the bone more. That's why, like, the inside of your elbow, and any of your joints are gonna hurt really bad. That's where like the least amount of flesh is. Your joints, or like your ribs. Ribs are a bitch, from what I've heard. So mine really wasn't that bad. Comfies wasn't that bad. Mystics, again, Mystic is a fucking trooper. So everyone got their tattoos done. I think we were out of there by like 9 p.m. It was almost 10. It was almost 10. And what I had eaten since I'd gotten off the plane was 1 pack of gummies, 1 pack of gummies, and 1 Oreo all onto a table in this tattoo parlor. Thank God they had those, by the way, because like I said, I had not eaten and we were getting tattoos. Stupid idea. Stupid thing to do. Always eat before you get a tattoo, especially if it's going to be a painful or long one. Eat, drink water. So what I had eaten since I'd gotten off the plane, pack of gummies, a single Oreo. That was it. So we're like, where can we eat? Like, what are we going to eat? Everything was closed at this point because, again, it's like almost 10 p.m. Almost 10 p.m. And we find this spot called Jimmy's. And obviously it's like a meme. It's like, ha ha ha, Jimmy's. Like, let's go eat at Jimmy's. Let's go hit up Jimmy. Like, blah, 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 blah. Very funny. Comfy wants to go eat at Jimmy's. And the entire time I'm like, oh, guys, I don't know. Like, I was like, I don't know. It's open until 1 a.m. and that means that this is like food for like drunk people, which means it's not good. If a restaurant is open until 1 a.m., it's for really drunk people and it's not gonna be good. And we're like looking at the pictures and I'm like, this is not the, I don't know. Like, I'm scared, guys. We go to Jimmy's. We went to Jimmy's. Oh my God, did we go to Jimmy's? And there was one worker in there. She was a short French lady. Spoke no English at all. Not even a little bit. We're telling her, like, table for 6. She's like, see? Or whatever, I don't know. And she leads us over to this table. And as we're, like, passing by her, she's saying something. And I hear her go, like, petit peu français. And I, like, turn around and I go, like, I do, like, the little hand motion. I'm like, petit peu. And she's like, like, very good. And I'm like, oh, no. So we, like, sit down at the table. She hands out the menus. She was pretty nice. Like, she was pretty friendly the entire time. She was, like, cracking jokes. Between this language barrier, it was pretty good. So she was pretty sweet. Again, only employee in there outside of the kitchen staff. We didn't see them, though. They were in, like, a different room. We all order our food. The menu is huge, and it looks all like dog shit. I'm, like, sitting there, and I'm like, oh, what do I want to eat? Like, I don't know what I want to eat. I end up getting fish and chips. The fish and chips were fine. So I get fish and chips. Our food comes out. We eat our food. Mystics is full of bones. It says salmon on the menu. It was tuna that was given. Like, I don't know. It just went downhill from there. The food was not that great. She didn't speak any English, so I had to, like, translate a little bit, which I'm not very good at, by the way. My French is not that good at all. It's better than I thought it was. Let me cut myself a little bit of slack here. It was better than I thought it was. But it was still not good. Like, we eat as much as our food as we can stomach, and then eventually we're all just kind of sitting there looking at each other, and we're like, I think we're done. And so she comes over and she's asking about boxes. Nobody understands. So I'm like, do you guys want boxes? Like, I have to translate for her, and I'm like, do you guys want boxes? We get our boxes, our takeout boxes. We put our food in the takeout boxes. We head on up to the cash. I wanted to ask how the French went. Better than I thought it would be. Way better than I thought it would be. I had a much easier time understanding what people were saying than I thought I would. I can't understand most of the filler words. Like any of those conjunctions or anything, I didn't understand. But if there's a couple words, like, my strat was kind of just listen for the words that I can't understand, right? Take those words that I can't understand, make like a hodgepodge sentence out of that in my head, then I understand what's being said. So it was just like every like fifth or seventh word, and then I could kind of like logic out what they're saying, right? So my translations were all really poor. It was very like bare bones language understanding, but I managed a lot better than I thought I would. Works every time. Yep. It worked a lot better than I thought it would. So I did pretty well, I'd say. Particularly in like the people talking to me thing. So I had to translate for everyone, and we went up to the cash, and she's like, Confi's card doesn't work. Confi has to pay with cash because their bank shut that shit down. Confi forgot to call up beforehand and me to be like, by the way, I'm in Canada. It happens. So Confi had to pay with cash. Confi and Bofi both paid with cash. Confi didn't tip. Forgot. And this lady doesn't realize that the two of them are together, right? She starts getting pretty aggravated about this after it's just like it's so unbearable to remember. After Seven New Places is true. It's true. After Bofi pays, she starts going into this rant because Confi left the building with Mystic. Like they're outside. It was just me, Ufi, Mossy, and Bofi, and we were like sitting there. And this French lady starts going off. Now, I'm pantomiming here because again, I could only understand every couple words. But what she was saying was essentially like, both of you guys didn't want to tip. Was there something wrong with my service? She said something about I'm assuming she said, was the food not good? She had this other customer take a picture of us because Mossy was like, can you get a picture of us? And she was like, no, I'm too short. I'm not good at it. So she gets this other guy to take a picture. And she's like, was the photo not good? And I'm like, no, like it was good. But I'm not responding in French. She can't understand I can understand what she's saying better than she can understand what I'm saying. So like, there's really just a mess going on here. I'm like, I don't know how to respond in French to her because like she's talking so quickly. And it takes me a while to understand what she's saying. And then it takes me even longer to translate what I want to say back to her, right? It takes me longer to figure out what I want to say than it takes for me to figure out what she's saying. So I'm like wall-eyed staring at her and just being like, no. Like, that's not what the issue is. And I have to, I look at Bofi and I'm like, you guys didn't tip. And so Bofi's like, oh, fuck, like, shit, Confi didn't tip. And Bofi puts down, like, the change on the counter. She doesn't understand that that's her tip. So she's still, like, ranting about the no tip thing. And this is still happening. And I'm just, like, sitting there while she's still ranting to me. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Eventually we figure out there's this little like box sitting on the counter. That's where the tip goes. So Bofi grabs the cash, puts it in the box. And then this French lady, like her mood changed. She was like, oh, haha, like, I don't know what the fuck she was saying. I actually have no idea at this part what she was saying. No idea. This is where she was saying, there was a lot of like C words. I don't know many C words. I don't know many words that start with C. So I don't know what you're saying. But I like pay, and then Ufi was behind me, so Ufi pays. And she's still talking to me, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm like understanding a little bit that she's saying like, oh, I was like confused, like I was mistaken. And then she goes like, she's like, do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, and she's like, oh, no worries. And I leave. And it was the most stressful situation I've ever been in. It was terrifying, dude. This lady is upset at me. I don't speak, or no, she's not upset at me. She's upset at my friends. And she's trying to get me to to translate back to her what's going on. I can't do that. I barely understand what she's saying. I'm trying my best. I'm terrified. I'm petrified. Like, it's horrible. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was awful. And then, like, so we all leave and we're waiting for the Uber to come pick us up. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and that's what we were talking about. Like, we leave the restaurant and we're waiting for the Uber to pick us up. And the Americans are like, so mistake, Comfy and Bofi. They're like, is that normal here? Like, do you have to tip? Is that normal? And I'm like, no. Like, that's not normal. Like, I don't know how to explain to them, like, no, you do not, like, the tip culture is the exact same in America here. You don't have to tip. I have never seen someone ever in my entire life confront you for not tipping, especially like that vehemently. Exactly. Never had anyone had the goal. Exactly. And that's what I was trying to explain to them. I was like, that's never happened to me. Like, that's crazy. Like, never in my entire life, my entire existence, have I ever seen someone ever confront someone about not tipping. Like, that is unheard of. And yet, the first place we go to, where she's French, she confronts us about not tipping. Oh yeah, it was really hard for so she had this, like, there were like 3 other people in this restaurant who were French, and so she was like really chatty with them. She was probably talking about us to some regard. I don't care, whatever. And we were thirsty with like tiny glasses of water, and then we really wanted more water, and it was really hard to get her to come over. At one point, Mossy tries to like hail her over to explain we want more water. We want more fucking dude. We want more and it didn't work. So Mossy had to be like, oh, again, like, water, please. Like, please, could we have water? Eventually, she brings us over the pitcher. We pour ourselves water. Learning French for next time? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like, I feel like, and I said this to a couple people, mostly my family, like, the trip was really good for my French, actually. I felt like at the end there, I think I've improved. Like, I think my French has improved in just like the 3 days that I was there, trying my best to be able to translate and understand what was going on. Like, the trip was definitely really good for that, for my understanding. You saved our bacons. I tried really hard. I was trying really hard. I failed a few times. I won a few times. You know, I did my best. I did my best. So, you know, anyway, we finished eating. We go back to our Uber. It was another hour drive back to our Uber, or not our Uber, our Airbnb. That fucking sucked. That sucked butt balls. Oh my god, Chris. Oh my god, Chris' schedule. Oh my god, he's playing Voices of the Void this week. I think he's streaming it when I'm at work though, so I need to fucking kill him. God. That's fine, I'll watch the VOD. Schedule watching me? God forbid I get excited. What the heck, bro? Yeah, fuck you, man. It's fine, I'll watch the VOD, whatever. Ugh, kicks rocks. Anyway, we get back to our Airbnb, and we figure out who's going in what room. We figure that out, and then we just like talk for like, I think like 2-3 hours or something, until eventually like we're all dead. Like, that was the only night I got good sleep, and it's because if I hadn't, I probably would have died from sleep exhaustion. So I like get in my bed and I pass out after a shower because we were all sweaty. Montreal was so hot. It was so hot, and it was so humid. It was disgusting. So we did that. Reschedule, bro. I chose random days and random games. I mean, if you swap Friday and Saturday. Am I streaming Friday? I am. Uh, okay, guys, I'm moving my Friday stream to Sunday. There we go. Fantastic. Don't move shit, cause me. No, too late. Too late. Too late. No, too late. No, too late. No, too late. Too late. Where's Chris's schedule? In his server. Join his server. Guys, go follow Chris, by the way. He's almost at like 100 followers. Guys, shout out to my friend Chris. Hold on. Yeah, so we sleep. And then the next day was very fun. We wake up, we talk even more. Even more. I love talking. Did you guys know I love talking? I love talking to my friends. I love talking to my friends. So we talked even more. Oh yeah, fuck, wait. No, this is where Jimmy comes in. Before we go to bed, I look at my phone, okay? Because I had not been able to look at my phone. My phone was dead. It was on 7% battery by the time we were done with the tattoos. And I was like, oh God. So I look at my phone when we get back. Jimmy messages me. Jimmy messages me. It's 1:30 in the morning. And he goes, hey, I'm really drunk right now. Please, can I bring you guys breakfast in the morning, though? Please, can I bring you guys breakfast? And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know how to explain how sweet and cute it was. It was so... He's like, oh, there was one thing he said. There was one thing he said that was really sweet. He goes, I know I'm just a guy on the internet. And I'm like, Jimmy, you're more than just a guy on the internet. That is like so sweet. I didn't tell him how sweet it was, but somehow he... So he's like, give me your guys' order in the morning and I will get it for you and I will be your personal Uber Eats driver and I'll bring it over. So really so sweet. So I wake up in the morning, Jimmy's awake. Of course he is. And he's like, what's your guys' order? And I'm like, oh God, like, it's just me. It's just me and Mystic that are awake right now. He was so sweet. He was so sweet. He was so sweet. So it was like just me and Mystic. And I'm like, I'll have to get back to you on that. Luckily, he went to a McDonald's that served breakfast 24/7. Not that it fucking mattered because they fucked our shit up. But like, whatever. So I wait for everyone to wake up and I'm like, hey, like, what do you guys want for breakfast, by the way? Like, what do you, like, guys, Jimmy's coming over and he wants to bring us breakfast, remember? Like, what do you guys want for breakfast? And I'm still like a pussy because, you know, we didn't get to talk that much the night before. So I'm still a pussy. I'm still nervous. So I'm going around very awkwardly being like, hey guys, good morning. What do you want for breakfast, by the way? So I'm like collecting all these orders and Jimmy is going through absolute hell to get them. He messages me. He's like, they're out of hash browns. Fuck. They're out of oatmeal. Fuck. Like, it was pandemonium. It was terrible. It was awful. It was horrendous, okay? I felt so bad for the guy because not only are we giving him like 1,000 orders at once that he has to bring all on his own out to us, but he also has to deal with them not having anything. And he gets here and he tells us the story later. He orders on the kiosk eats his order. He has to go up to the counter. He has to reorder everything. They're out of everything. At one point I said, because I was like talking to Mystic and I was like, if they don't have oatmeal, what would you want? And Mystic goes, nuggets. And I'm like, okay. So I tell Jimmy, I'm like, if there's no oatmeal, nuggets. I forget a comma in there. He's like, oatmeal nuggets. I didn't make fun of him at the moment, but I really, like, I should have. He's like, oatmeal nuggets. So he tries to order something called oatmeal nuggets from the fucking McDonald's. Like, like, oh my god. Like, I feel so bad. Obviously, they didn't have that because what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is oatmeal? Like, oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. I hadn't showered. I hadn't brushed my teeth. There was one bathroom in our Airbnb, and everyone needed to shower and brush their teeth, right? So the entire time this is happening, I'm letting them go to the bathroom first because I still need to message Jimmy. I need to make sure he knows what we need and he's okay. I'm terrified for him. I'm petrified for him, right? So finally, everyone's at the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I need to take a shower and I need to brush my teeth. Yeah, because I hadn't showered the night before, and I needed to take off my second skin, to clean up the sewagey stuff. So, I get in the shower. I've never showered so fast in my life. I was like, Jimmy cannot get here. I'm in the shower. That would suck. That would suck. Oh my fucking life. That would suck. I was pissed. So I took like a really fast shower. I brushed my teeth really quickly. He's here. He's here. Throw on clothes. Throw that shit on. Mystic. I was like, Mystic, Jimmy's here. Can you get the door? And Mystic just kind of like goes down to the door, like peeks through the door and doesn't open the door. And I'm like, I'll do it. So I go down the stairs and I open the door and I let poor Jimmy in, who had been standing there for a minute while I was trying to finish getting dressed because nobody else got the door. It was like, I was so strict. Did you tell me to get the door? Yeah, you just kind of like looked at it. And I don't blame you. You were probably pretty anxious. You were like, huh, Jimmy's here? I don't blame you. But yeah, I did tell you to get the door. So I get the door and I let Jimmy in. My hair is fucking dripping wet. I look like a wet frog. I'm trying to think, yeah, he had some time to like think back and put the oatmeal nuggets, to really sit and ponder on those oatmeal nuggets. I don't think I heard you. Oh man. I think it was what you were in the room with me and I was like, fuck, Jimmy's here. Can you get that? Well, I was trying to finish getting dressed. I thought your hair was like that. This guy thought I had the world's greasiest, disgusting hair ever, apparently. Oh my god. That's horrible. If that's your first impression of me, was like, wow, Grimmy has really greasy hair. I wonder if she just like likes it like that. Oh, kill me dead. That sucks. That sucks so bad. You're kidding me, dude. Oh man. Oh no. Gel? Hairspray? You thought I wanted my hair to look... That sucks. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Johnny. What's up, Johnny? How's it going, Johnny? How's it happening? Pomade? That fucking sucks. I'm pissed now. Anyway. Johnny and Jimmy. So I open the door, I let poor Jimmy in, and I'm like, come in. Or he's like standing at the door too. He's not coming. I expected him to come in. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. He was more afraid of us than I thought he would be. Like, I very earnestly thought he would be like the extroverted guy I expected in my head. No, he was nervous. He was a little nervous. I'm not coming in. Come in, man. Like, fucking. So he doesn't come in right away. And I'm like, I don't know how to tell this guy to come in. I like shuffled out of the way, trying to like, without verbally inviting him in, invite him in. He doesn't come in. It took Comfy like turning the corner and being like, come in, dude. We're not gonna bite you, for him to come into the house. I don't know. Coffee called me a vampire. Coffee literally called him a vampire. Like, it was so funny. Anyway, so Jimmy comes in and we talk a little bit about the McDonald's mishap, and I'm standing there with my wet hair, apparently looking like I like it, like disgusting. Look, I'm pissed off now. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Oh God, fuck. Life is a fuck. Anyway, so Convy is doing a better job at like socializing than I am. So I'm like sitting on the couch and I'm like just like looking at them talking, like wall-eyed. Trying to like give any sort of input I could, but again, like Convy was doing a better job than I was. And I felt so bad. Anyway. The one thing I regret about meeting Jimmy is that I didn't give him a hug as he was leaving, and everyone else did. I'm slamming my head against the fucking wall. God. Fuck my book of life, dude. Fuck. Fuck. I'm just a fucking idiot, man. I gave him a fridge magnet, and Mystic gave him a bracelet, so that was nice. I didn't hug him as he left, because I'm a stupid idiot. And then he left. Looking at me, I felt like an imposter. You should have made yourself more comfortable. Hang out for a little bit. We were all very awkward. Like I said, everyone had just woken up, and I had like kind of pressured everyone to wake up a little bit faster as well, because I was so like, I wanted Jimmy to not be sitting there for a million years. So like it was quite the like hour that had passed of me like getting everyone waking up to put in an order. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I should ask. Well, the answer is yes, because I'm not gonna hug you. You have to ask for a hug, because I also don't know the hug protocol, okay? I'm like world's most awkward slug, okay? Like I said, I got better. I got way better. Are you okay with hugs? So I just hugged everyone. I forgot to even ask. It's a good thing you did. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. God. Yeah. No. I saw Jimmy hug Comfy and Mystic, and I was like, I should give Jimmy a hug. But I didn't want to be like, do you want to hug Jimmy? Like, so I didn't. I just stood there like an idiot, and I said bye, and I felt so bad. Next time I'll do better. And I also won't have disgusting wet hair that you think I'm doing on purpose. You were sad? See, I don't even know if he's being serious or not. You did make grabby hands, yeah. You did better than I did. Slamming my fucking head against the wall. Life is a Life is fuck. Jimmy left all the doors open on his way out. Jimmy left all the doors open on his way out. So I like go to close it. Nobody else is closing the door. I was like, I'll close the door. So I go to close the doors and I see him in his car and I'm like hoping he'll like look up so I can say bye. He didn't. He didn't. So I like very like sadly closed the doors. Watched him drive off. I'm not closing your door? You don't have a habit of closing the door on the way out? Also, didn't know you were there? Yeah, I was. I was there. I was there. I was hoping you'd look up to say back. That's your door? Bro. What? Alright, no, that's fine. I'll close the door. I closed the door. You know, what's gone is gone. You thought I had greasy hair. You had me close the door. You didn't hug me before you left. Like, life is a fuck. I'm just turning this around on you so I feel better about myself. My bad, man. My bad, man. You didn't want a hug? I did want a hug, but I don't know how to ask for a hug. You're also, like, tall, and I'm just a guy. I don't know. What do you want from me? Just do grabby hands? Well, I know that for next time. God. I know that for next time. Fuck. It's okay, guys. I'm going to Montreal again in 2 days. I'm not. But I would if I could. So, next time Jimmy gets 2 hugs? Yeah. Next time Jimmy gets 2 hugs. Putting interest on it? What the fuck is the interest? What is the interest here? Because interest, I didn't ask. Yeah. Next time, I know better. I don't know. Anyway, Jimmy left. I felt really bad, but I don't know how to tell Jimmy, like, oh, I feel so bad. Like, I don't want to be like, well, I don't want to be like him, drunk messaging at 1:30 in the morning. Except I'm sober messaging at 11 in the morning. So I didn't. But I did say thank you. I told him, thank you so much, man, for bringing breakfast for everyone. I'm really happy about that. So I did say thank you. I said something. Yeah. So Jimmy left. We all finished getting dressed. I put on actual clothes because I literally just threw on what I could in the like 2 seconds I had. I put on clothes, I got dressed, I did my makeup, my hair dried so I didn't look like a grease ball. Not that that mattered because I was sweating later in the day anyway. We'll get to that. But 7% increased time. So like, so that's just like a forever hug. I don't think he wants that. I don't think he wants a forever hug from me. That's a little much. I don't know. We all get ready. We call our Uber. We ended up having to get 2 Ubers because for some reason an Uber XL wouldn't come to us. They fucking hated us. So we had to get 2 Ubers. It was me and Mystic in one, and then everyone else in the other one. Are attached to the hip next time? Yup. Perfect. Fucking interlock our fingers together. Amazing. Not like that would ever happen because you are the world's most unavailable guy because you're always doing other things. This fucking guy. This fucking guy, dude. So we all get in the Uber and we go down to the Ferris wheel. Okay. Yeah, well, gotta keep it real, man. We're going there? Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, we're going there, man. I'm laying it down like it is. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You're the world's most busy guy. Next time, you clear your schedule and you hang out with us. There you go. God's busiest soldier. Yeah. Yeah. He's free right now, though. Wait, his status right now is... his status on Discord is working. If not working, drinking. If not drinking, sleeping. If not sleeping, had too much coffee. That's a good description of Jimmy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anyway, so we go down on the Ferris wheel, and we go on the Ferris wheel, and we're like looking at all the shops and whatever. And I had a lot of fun. I got an overpriced iced tea. It was really good. What else? I don't know. I had a blast. We went to all the shops. I was looking for beaver tails. I really wanted to get everyone beaver tails. They didn't have a beaver tails on the water. Shocked. Incredibly shocked. I was like fully convinced they'd have a beaver tail stall there. They didn't. Hold your breath. I just get hiccups all the time. Another thing that everyone got to see firsthand was that I really do just not stop hiccuping. I'm really clumsy. I hiccup a lot. Beaver tails? Beaver tails. Beaver, like the animal, and tails, like a tail. I write to Grimmy, I don't think I could live the next couple months of, yeah, we were in Jimmy City and we didn't even see the guy. He did say that. He did say that. Because you saw us for like 40 minutes, not even, like 20 minutes. Should have been around more. Should have pulled up, man. What are they? So beaver tails are like a flat fried pastry with like toppings on top. They're really good. I overstayed. You understayed, dude. You hella understayed. Show donuts. Okay, Timbits and beaver tails. What was on stream was Timbits. Timbits and beaver tails are completely different things. If you search beaver tails Canada, I'll just show them. Hold on. Beaver tails are a Canadian pastry that you can only really get from beaver tails. Like, they're nowhere else for whatever reason. Back to work? No worries. Timbits are different. Beaver tails was closed when I wanted to get beaver tails because I forgot. These are beaver tails. I really wanted to get everyone beaver tails. No beaver tails. Whatever. So we just go on the... So we just... Tarts? Not tarts. Nothing like a tart. Not a tart at all. Nothing like a tart. Not even a little bit. I don't know what I could, like... It's like, it's fried dough. Yeah, it's fried dough. It's like, what is that dessert that you get? No, not like a cookie. What is that dessert you get at fucking, like, Rib Fest? With the whipped cream and the strawberries again? I can't remember. One of you guys are gonna know. Elephant ears? Yes. I think. No. Yes. Yes. Okay, it's like an elephant ear. Yes, true. Yes, true. Long John? Okay, I don't know what the fuck you guys are saying anymore. Anyway, it's just fried dough with toppings on top that you can only really get from Beaver Tails, because it's a company. And they're really good. My favorite. Couldn't find them. Whatever. So we go on the Ferris wheel. It goes around 3 times. We just like kind of fuck around the area a little bit. Then we go get lunch, which ended up also being like dinner. We got lunch, dinner. We went to this nice place. Service was really slow. That's fine. Aw, look, Jimmy and Chris are helping Rain set up there. sorry. I'm focused. I'm focused on retelling my stories. So we have dinner, and then afterwards we're like waiting for Chris and Kat to show up. I'm so excited. Pardon you. Excuse you, man. Be nice. I'm so excited. I'm like shaking with excitement. We have a little bit more time to waste, so we end up just like walking down the street and fucking around in the area. We didn't do much. And then finally, the time comes. We order the Uber. We go over to the Notre Dame, which is this big, beautiful, giant church. It is beautiful, gorgeous. Chris messages me, we're gonna be late. Life is a fuck. I tell him, fuck you. Did you hit a bar with Conv? Oh, you bet we did. I'm getting there. So we go to the Notre Dame. It's like this beautiful light show that they put on, and it is fucking gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I'm watching Chris and Jimmy help Rain in real time. This is awesome. Rain knows nothing about computers. And they're trying to install an SSD, which is like the easiest thing to do. But I'm actually worried their motherboard is too small. I don't know. Anyway, we watched the light show, and I look down at my phone as soon as it's over, and Chris is like, we're in. We're here. And I'm like, where? Where are you? And he fucking doesn't say anything. Hold on. I'm just like gonna pull up the messages, because this guy, fucking master of not saying anything. Just shove it in and call it good. So true. So true. Where is it? We're in. I said, where? He said, all the way in the back. I said, we're on the right, because we're sitting on the right side in kind of like the middle. He goes, that's so specific, bro. For the chance they let us in after the show starts. I'm so glad they did. I'm so glad they did, dude. I'm so glad they let you in. Because it was beautiful. I'm so glad you got to see that. I was going to feel so bad if you and Count weren't able to see that. I felt bad. I felt terrible. Anyway, so he's like, that's so specific, bro. And I'm like, what does he want from me? Middle right? And I was like, dude, this is what I said. This was my instructions to him, which, by the way, were really good instructions. He acts like these were like really bad instructions on who we were in this church, but he was literally the most accurate like description I could give. I said, dude, literally the gayest people in here, I promise, listen for our voices. Because like 3 of us have dyed hair, 3 of us have tattoos, 3 of us have stretched ears. Like, I think like 3 or 4 of us all had piercings. I couldn't get any more specific. Like, in a packed giant. We're loud. Whatever. He's acting like I didn't give good instructions when I did. I gave great instructions because we were literally the only people in there with colorful hair and piercings that looked gay. Okay, I think that they were perfect instructions. I think they were perfect. I don't know what I'm looking for Chris and Kat. Like, I have no idea what they look like. No idea. Not a single clue. I'm like trying to look for like a short guy who's like my height. He's a lot shorter than me. But I was trying to look for a guy that was like my height in this crowd. And I'm like standing there looking at my phone. I'm like, what? Where is he? Where is he? Show up. Like, where the fuck is Chris? And I'm like looking around. And then he goes, I think I see you. And he sends that message, still doesn't come up to us. Still doesn't come up to us. And I'm like, where the fuck is this guy, dude? So I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let this guy, like, he's nervous. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, he's nervous. He doesn't want to come up in case he's wrong. He doesn't want to go up to a bunch of strangers and be like, hello, I'm Chris. Like, so I tell him I'm looking suspiciously around, and I looked around suspiciously. He still doesn't come up. Still. And so then he says, I don't have my glasses, but Kat spots us before he does. And I was like, I'm wearing patterns because I was wearing a very like patterned dress. Because I still wasn't positive, even though he was right. Because like I said, we were the gayest people in there. We were the easiest people to spot because we had colorful hair. Like, and he goes, anyone with blue-green hair? And I'm like, yes. Finally, he doesn't come over, by the way. He still isn't the one to come over first. He just like stands up, and I didn't see him, but Comfy saw him because I guess he was like smiling, looking at us. So Comfy spots him, and then we meet up, walking over very slowly. And then we leave the pier, and we meet up, and we all get to talk to each other, and it was great. First thing I notice about Chris. He's a lot shorter than he says he is. So he's shorter than he says he is. By quite a bit. Also, Comfy says I'm 5'4". So I think Chris is like 5'1.5", 5'2" Anyways, it was awesome. It was so cool. I know I'm like dogging on him a lot, but seriously, it was so cool to meet him. It was so cool. And it was so cool meeting Kat. She's so cute. Catherine Napperton. Kat, hit me up anytime. She's so cute. Same height as me? Evening, you're little? You're teeny tiny? Whoa. Excuse me? Yeah, you heard me, Chris. You heard me. I'll take your lady. Yeah, I'll take her. I'm gonna take her. She's mine. She's my lady now. Rodent size? That's so little. Yeah, it was really cool meeting them. Oh, scared the fuck out of me. Hi, Sizzle. So, what's up? Not much. We leave like the church, and I need to go piss. So I like really quickly. Guys, I love giving people gifts, but I hate seeing the reactions. Does that make sense? I fucking hate seeing people's reactions to my gifts, but I love giving them gifts. I would rather never see people's reaction to my gifts ever. So I try to be smart and go work around this because I'm embarrassed. That's what it is I get embarrassed giving people gifts for some reason. So I like grab my gifts for Chris and Kat, and I like hand them to Kat, and I go, these are for you and Chris. And I run to the bathroom so that I didn't have to see their reactions because I was so embarrassed. Give it to me, yes. I just handed it to Kat, and I was like, these are for you and Chris. And then I ran off. Because I get so embarrassed. The most embarrassing thing for me was giving everyone their gifts. I waited until the very last, like I was the last person to hand out my gifts for people because I was so embarrassed. I don't know. So I handed it to Kat, and then I went piss, and then I left the bathroom, and I went over. Were you in an anime? No. Open then, and then I think Comfy goes, wait till she comes back to open it. That motherfucker. That motherfucker, dude. God damn it. Yeah, I went over and I was looking around because I was trying to see like if they had opened it or not. And I look at Chris and Kat and I go, did you guys open the gifts? And I think Kat goes, no, we were waiting for you to get out of the bathroom. And I was like, fuck. I was like, shit. Oh man, my sneaky plan that I tried to enact didn't work. Didn't work. So they opened it in front of me, and it was less embarrassing than it was for the rest of everyone. So it was fine. But only because I put Lost on the back of Chris's gift, and I was actually really excited to see him notice Lost. Once I can tie it back on yet. I haven't taken mine off. Mystic made everyone bracelets, and it was really sweet. It's really sweet. Even Jimmy has a bracelet. So fucking cool, man. I'm glad you like it. I saw it has a fingerprint in it, though. What happened? It didn't have a fingerprint on it when I gave it to you, Chris. What happened? Oh, I'm an alien. Hi, Zertle. What happened, man? Now, let me pull up the pictures. Just show me to redeem alien. Twitch is based. This is what I made for Chris. Oh, large. So I like your red desk. Unironically, I actually think it's cool. Anyway. So, is it a fingerprint or just scuffs? Because I think the keychain scratched a bit of the paint. Did it? Oh, I assumed it was like fingerprints, but that makes sense. Yeah, because it was like, what happened? I don't think I gave it to him like that. It's a giant pink mouse pad. Metal, dude. Metal. Anyway, so this is what I gave to Chris. I don't have pictures of the other ones because I didn't take pictures. And nobody's posted it. But this is the one. I made one for Comfy, Mystic, and Chris. I tried to make one for everyone, but I ran out of time, and I felt really. But pick up. This is one side of it. So it's got Chris's like humanoid design that Vico made for him, because I know Chris loves it, and then like his stupid head, his stupid fuck head, and then on the other side is on the back of Comfy and Mystics. It has their chat mascots. Sus. It has their chat mascots. Sus. So I was like, what should I put on the back of Chris's? He doesn't have a chat mascot. What's like the like closest thing to like a memorable character on the back that I could put on the back of Chris's thing? It's Richard. It's fucking Richard. And he looks so much more joyful and whimsical than he really is. And then if you take a gander, I also put Lost on there. And that was actually, I'm not even kidding. Lost was the first thing that I drew of all the things. That was what I did first, was draw Lost. I was like, I was like thinking, and I was like, what should I paint for Chris? Lost. Paro fucking hates it, by the way. Paro despises when I do something Lost related because they think it's lame and unfunny. And that's what makes it funny. They don't understand. They don't understand that to me, that's why it is funny. It's because it's not funny anymore. It's so old. But so anyway, I put Lost on it, and I was really excited for him to see that. As soon as he saw Richard first, so he saw the back first. Exactly, it's that it fucking sucks. That's why it's so funny. Like, exactly. This is why Chris is twin, dude. Chris is twin. So he saw Richard first, and I was like looking at him, and I probably had this shit-eating grin on my face because I was expecting him to immediately clock that there's a Lost on there. He said nothing. He just goes, this is so cool, this is so cool. And he turns it around and he's like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I was like, thanks. Thank you. I suck at taking compliments. Convi calls me out on it all the time. And so does Pyro. I think like most of my friends call me out on it all the time. I fucking suck at taking compliments, dude. I'm so bad. I tried so hard to actually like just accept compliments like a normal fucking person this entire trip. It was okay. I did okay. Because the indent, yeah. Everyone kind of saw the back of theirs first. Because of the indent. So that was funny. I wasn't upset about that. Whatever. I really like how the backs of them turned out. Convies was my favorite, but I don't have a picture of it, so I can't show you guys. You'll have to wait for Confi to show it off. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then he like turns it back around, and I'm like grinning at him, and I think Confi says something, and then he goes, "Wait a minute, is that what I think it is?" And I'm laughing at this point because I'm like, "Yeah, it is. yeah, that's loss." It's like, is that fucking loss? That was loss. It was loss. I drew loss in the back of his thing. It was awesome. I was really proud of myself for that. Really proud of myself. Oh, I'm not an alien anymore. So I was filled with joy and whimsy because of that. After that, we were talking about going to the bar because we planned to go to a barcade. I think this is a Canadian thing. I swear America probably also has it, but it seems like you guys maybe call them something else. I don't know. So what a barcade is it's an arcade that also has, or a bar that also has like old arcade games. We have barcades, like I figured, but every time I mention a barcade, Americans go, huh? I noticed lost first, but then got sidelined by noticing Richard, and then the me's on the other side. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny. I'm glad you didn't. No, I'm not glad. I wish you mentioned it, but I'm glad you liked everything enough that you forgot about it. You know, must be uncool Americans. Straight up, straight up. So we're talking about getting an Uber to the barcade. Really is Ram, bro. I just look at him. He's so computer. He's so OS. Am I right or am I right? This guy is so OS. This guy OS. So Chris and Kat are like, what about instead of an Uber, we take the metro? And I've never been on a subway before, so I was really excited, but I didn't want to expose how excited I was, even though I did anyway. I was really excited. I was like, the metro? Do you guys want to go on the metro? We could go on the metro. I was like, how expensive is it? And they were like $4, and I was like, I mean, that's a lot cheaper than an Uber, you know. So we took the metro. We walked, it wasn't that far. It wasn't bad. And we go into the building and it's hot as fuck. Oh my god, guys, Montreal was so hot the entire time. We go in and we get our like little metro one-time use cards and we go on the metro, and the entire time everyone's like cracking jokes and it's really nice. And like Chris is like working the machine for everyone. It was pretty sweet. Kat and I begin to have our first argument of the night on how much the metro costs. Yeah. Mystic on Uber, Grimable on Metro, a ton of firsts. There were a lot of firsts that trip. There really were. Subways aren't that common in Canada, which is why I've never been on them. They're not that common at all. I think there's only like a couple. Apparently one of them is in Montreal. Kat was right. Was she? I don't even remember. I mean, yeah, Kat was right. No, Kat was right. Counting the people? No, it was just $4. It was just $4. And again, like, you're saying that like it was bad, but we had been paying $40 to like $50, sometimes $70 just for travel the entire time. So that was a score. Give me the posture check. I want to change the music. What do you guys want to listen to? Don't care. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Recently used to be cheaper. Like $4 is still not bad. I can accept $4. You know? I will be here forever. Don't care. Yeah, I did. You paid 25 cents? Okay, well, I live in Canada, so keep that in mind. Yeah. Anyway, so we pay $4. We wait for the metro. We get on. And I'm like standing at first. And then Bolfie looks at me and she's sitting down and there's like a seat open next to her. And she's like, do you want to sit down? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll sit down. So I go sit down. Next stop. We were only on there for three stops total. 3 stops total. Next stop, this guy comes on and all the seats are taken. Whatever, that's fine. I don't care if people stand in front of me. I don't care if people's butts are in my face. Like, that's fine. But he does the opposite. This guy gets on wearing like the tightest little boy shorts. This was a grown man, but he's like wearing these tight like shorts, right? And and he's dick to face with me, like it did not, like, it was literally dick to face. It was just in my face. And I'm like, whoa, you could face any other direction, man. Any other direction. There is nobody stopping you from facing any other direction, and you chose to stand directly in front of me with your dick like 3 inches from my face. I'd rather be farted on. So I like look away, and I'm like looking up at Comfy because Comfy's kind of like perpendicular to me, and Comfy like looks at me and goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." Comfy's like, do you want to switch? And I'm like, "It's fine." It's good. It's cool. He's not even the odd one there. Am I the odd one? My bad. So sorry. What did I just hear? Guy had his wiener in my face. It's a norm? Yeah. Like, it wasn't that bad. I'm used to busy, like, where I used to live, I took the bus all the time. I'm used to busy, very busy public transportation. It was the first time that I've ever had a dick in my face, though. So, I'd rather like have a fart wafted in my face than whatever. No, it's not. I don't think that's outlandish to say. Also, Mystic just posted the gifs. That's cute. No, come on. Yeah, first time I had a dick in my face. I was asked for like a rating on it. Someone was like, was it hung though? And I was like, yeah, it was pretty big. Like, listen, I'll be honest. It was in my face. Like, I could see that shit up close and personal. Like I said, these were some tight shorts. That shit was pretty big. It was not, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we get off the metro and we walk down not very far to get to the bar. We get in the bar. Kat is an angel and she doesn't translate. She talks for us. I assume she's used to it because of Chris not speaking French. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Really dogging on you today. My bad. Can't help it. So she was really sweet and she like told the guy what we needed basically. And we all paid the entrance fee and I go to the bar. I go to the bar immediately. Chris and Kat find a table in like the corner and they get the table. And I ordered drinks. I got this like really fancy orange I don't know what it was. I don't remember. And then what else did I get? Comfy ordered a round of shots for everyone. And then I got a vodka cranberry. And after that, I head over to the table and sit down, and we're like just talking and getting drinks, and then like some of the others like wander off to go play games. Like Chris and Comfy immediately get on Smash, and then they go from Smash to Guitar Hero, and then they go from Guitar Hero to the newer Smash game. And so it was just like the rest of us kind of like sitting around and talking. And I spent a lot of money on drinks. A lot of money. A lot of money. So much money. I bought another round of shots for everybody. I bought a pitcher. I bought myself another vodka cranberry. I went and I played Smash with Chris and Convy and Mystic after. And I played Steve Minecraft. And I almost got Chris. Almost. But one thing you guys have to keep in mind is that Chris and Comfy are like the two biggest fucking nerds when it comes to like these retro games. They are fucking nerds, okay? They're nerds. They're losers. Ugh, they dominated me, Mystic. Yeah, they got our asses. But again, I did pretty well that one round before Comfy got back, and then Comfy got back, and any like tips I had learned were gone, and I was playing like shit again. So that sucked. That sucked. I did not win any games. I did not win a single game. After I got that pitcher, we ended up going back to the table, and then we just sat there, all of us, and we talked, and we talked, and we talked, and we talked, and we talked until it was 3 a.m. and they were basically kicking us out of the bar because it was closing. So, yes, I got to go to a bar with Comfy and Chris and everybody, and it was really fun, and none of us got drunk. Time passed, we got there at 10, we left at 3, we were there for 5 hours. And it was really fun. It was really, really fun. It was definitely like one of the top highlights of my trip because I was drunk enough that I was not anxious and I would not shut up. So I wasn't overthinking anything. In fact, I wasn't thinking about fucking anything. I just talked, and it was great. It was really fun to just be able to talk to everybody. And I wish that we were there longer so that I could just talk to everybody more. Because to nobody's surprise, that's like one of my favorite things to do. I love talking. Fucking love talking. I've been sitting here talking to you guys for 2 hours. I love talking so much. It's so fun. It's so fun. I was sweaty and disgusting. The bar was so hot. It had one AC, like wall AC unit in the bar area, like where the actual bar is, nowhere else. So I'm like sitting there pouring sweat. My hair looks like shit. I'm like shrimped over so bad. I've looked better. That sounds rough. Honestly, I was drunk enough and having enough fun that I didn't notice. It was just fun. Like Chris said, it was just so fun. Like, I didn't care. I didn't care that I was dripping sweat from my forehead. Whatever. I was having a blast. Who cares? I didn't care. We just sat there and we talked. And Chris was the maniac, the genius, who like there was a PlayStation at our table. Every object in this room right now. You should have showed up, man. I don't know what fucking bar you went to after your thing, but it should have been ours. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Steve Aoki? What? What? Well, I know you went to the show, but you could have came over after. Came to see Steve? Nah. Nah, dude. Nah. Added. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, there. After what do you mean after you were with? This guy was just casually hanging. What the fuck? Then an after to. Oh my god. I see now. You'd rather be with Steve Aoki than talk to us. You know, whatever. It's on you. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Who cares? Not me. Whatever. I don't care. It's not like we had a lot of fun or anything, and that you were totally missing out. Whatever. But yeah, there was a PlayStation 4 at our table, and so Chris like grabs the controller, and he opens the browser, and I think the first stream he opens up is Vico's. He like goes to type in the thing, and he types in Vico's Twitch, and we're like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is fan-fucking-tastic. So he pulls up. That's the origin. Yes, Chris, the genius, the madman. He's so funny. I love that guy. He pulls up Vico's Twitch. He pulls up my Twitch. He pulls up Comfy's Twitch. I don't remember if he pulled up anyone else's, but I know he did those three for sure because there's pictures of them. And it's so funny. And then he adds them as bookmarks. So they're just like at that bar now. Who knows if the bar removed them or like even noticed them. We did leave it on the screen when we left. So the chances of these people at the bar like having seen that are pretty high. But so he like opens one of the VODs too. My VOD, but it wouldn't play because you have to be 18 plus to watch that. Do I still have that stuck on? No, I don't. So it was really funny. And we really did just talk forever. Like we just talked, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It sucked when we had to leave. But I didn't want to be the person to be like, let's keep this party going. Let's do something else, guys. I know it's 3 a.m., but you know, there's the sun's about to come up. Let's just keep it going. Like, you know, that's not me. Might be watching this stream right now. That would be crazy. Never live, yeah. Gonna get a crazy number of redeem points. Yeah. So true. No, it sucked when we got kicked out. Like they didn't kick us out, but they came over and were like, the guy like he like sighed really heavily and he like grabbed the pitcher because there were two pitchers. Comfy also got a pitcher. After we finished my pitcher, grabbed the pitchers and like left, and I was like, we gotta go. Yellow mustard. Hello. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Philippe Falop. That's a good one. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy, is that your name? Are you Philippe Falop? Yeah. So we basically got kicked out, but we didn't get kicked out. Didn't like that one? All right, well, your mom. And we leave the bar. There's like, it was so fucking weird. Comfy and Bofi are in front of me on the stairs, and I'm like looking past them, and I see like at the bottom of the stairs this like pile of half-naked men sitting on the steps, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Where are they coming from? I know they didn't come from the bar we just left. I'm pretty sure I would have noticed like a pile of half-naked men inside the bar, but there's like a bunch of like, that was like the bar clubbing nightlife street, right? So there's a bunch of clubs around. They probably came from a different club and decided to sit on those steps for some reason. So like as we're leaving, this like one very French man goes like, he clocks us as English. I think he heard us coming down the stairs. I don't know. But this like very French man, this very half naked French sweaty man, like, yells out, like, "Have a good night, guys." It was awesome. It was great. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is great. And then we just like stood at the street corner until the Uber got called. And then I had to go back to the Airbnb. So friendly, so friendly, so friendly. And then when we got back to the Airbnb, I think we just talked more. Reminisced a lot. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And then the next day was our last day. I like didn't sleep. We went to bed at I think like 5 a.m. I was like 5 a.m. That's when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed now. So I woke up like at like 8 in the morning with the worst stomach ache ever. Oh my god, my stomach was in agony. And I know why. You guys don't need to tell me. It's because I drank a lot. I drank a lot of alcohol. But I wasn't drunk. Not once. You guys would have known if I got drunk. Okay, trust me when I say you guys would have known if I had gotten drunk. Something would have been tweeted. I don't know what would have been tweeted. Something would have been tweeted. Whether or not it was from me or my friends, I don't know. Something would have been tweeted. I did not get drunk, but I drank a lot of alcohol, and apparently my stomach doesn't like that so much anymore. Apparently it don't love that no more. Apparently I'm kind of old. I don't know. So I woke up really bad with a really bad stomach ache. And I was like, God damn it. I did not sleep very well that night. Like at all. I think I slept maybe like 5 hours or some shit. Like it was bad. The only night I got a good night's rest on was like the first night because I was so exhausted from the plane and everything that I just conked out. Thank you for the posture check. I just conked the fuck out. Every other night, I slept like shit. Dog shit. Absolute dog shit. So the next day we woke up, it was Sunday. I forgot it was Sunday and everything closes at 5. So I was telling everyone about that the day before. I was like, fuck guys, everything closes the day before 5. Life is a fuck. Life is a fuck. You already know I'm all yours. So we got up, we ordered breakfast. I don't remember where from. I don't remember anything. A&W. We had A&W for breakfast. Because Convy was really excited. It showed up cold. And they forgot a whole burger. Our shit was fuck. I ordered Starbucks when I woke up. It was just me and Mystic awake. Mystic doesn't sleep. Every time I woke up, Mystic was awake. I didn't see Mystic asleep that entire time. I never saw Mystic asleep. I saw them half asleep, but every time I was awake, they were awake. Actually, I did see Mystic sleep in the Uber. In the Uber, they'd fall asleep for like a couple seconds and wake back up. Yeah, they woke up every time I woke up, which is crazy because I'm not loud. Like the bed squeaks, but otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. Who fucking knows, dude? Who's to say? I don't fucking know. That's just how it be, I guess. So I'm a lit sleeper. Light. Yeah, they are a light sleeper. I can confirm. They're a light sleeper. So light. Yes, a light sleeper. Yeah, I slept like shit. So I woke up and then Mystic was awake and I was like, do you want Starbucks? Mystic was like, yeah, I'll take Starbucks. And I was like, okay, let's order. I ordered cold drinks. Somehow they arrived hot. I was pissed. I don't like hot drinks. Especially not when it's 40 degrees outside. Oh my god, dude. So we got hot coffees. And then A&W forgot a whole burger. Like, it was just catastrophic. It was horrible. It sucked so bad. It sucked so bad. Anyway, and then we all got dressed and we went to this place called Artist Alley that was downtown, and it was so nice in there. It was so nice. It was a bunch of local artists who set up tables in this like permanent location shop. It was amazing. It was so nice. It was so nice. I spent over $100. Everyone spent over $100. I can say that pretty safely. Everyone spent over $100 there, and I bought a shit ton of stuff. I don't have pictures of everything, but I do have a picture of this sticker that I got. Oh, and you can kind of see another thing. Hold on. Okay, I got this. You can kind of see some of the stuff I got. So I got this sticker that says malfunction. It looks like Chris. It looks like Chris. So I sent it to him and I was like, look, dude, it's literally you. It's literally you. This is literally you. And then I also got this like alien cow sticker sheet in the back. And then I got, oh, where's the picture of me and the eggs? Wait, hold on. Miss you. Oh, I miss you. Hi, Nana. Hi, Nana. There we go. So I got those. I also got like a Five Nights at Freddy's Bonnie keychain, and then I got why oh you are making this hard. Bomb. Ah, large. Yeah, you did them. Mystic thinks I'm skipping. No, never. I'd never skip my stories. Here we go. Comfy got us all these little egg keychains because we're eggs, liar. Oh, isn't he so cute? Isn't it so cute? Yeah, we took this picture later that day, and then I also got this little like fish charm. It's got like a fish on it. It's really cute. I'm a really big fan of it. Manga covers that go hard. So after that, we went to a cat cafe that was around the corner. We just walked over. It was really nice, actually. We went to this cat cafe and we took this picture, and it's really cute. So we've all got our little egg keychains on it. It's so cute. It's so cute, dude. Oh, God, I miss my friends. It was really fun. So after we went to the cat cafe, it was pretty late. It closed at like 9, and we also pretty much got kicked out of there. So we also left close to 9. I called the Uber. We went to a grocery store. Now, something about coffee and grocery stores invokes this like primal rage in them, and it is crazy. It is crazy. They go crazy in the fucking, oh my God. They go crazy. They truly go crazy in grocery stores. So they're like walking around the grocery store, and they just grab things and they just smush it. They just smush it. It doesn't matter what it is. I watched them smush bags of chips, snap chocolate bars into a bunch of pieces. Grab like these like fancy like cheeses and snap them like they're a freak. They're a freak every time. Every time we went into a grocery store, we went into 3 grocery stores, one every night. They would grab shit and fucking break it. They would just grab it and break it. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was terrible. It was also awesome. It was hilarious. It was entertaining. So the entire reason we went to that grocery store that night was because I needed to get the snacks for the stream. So we went around and we got snacks. I'm gonna be momming them so hard. Nothing worked. We tried so hard. We tried to reel them back in, and it didn't work. It did not work. But trust me when I say we tried. So we were getting all the food for the stream. I've done in a grocery store is eat a loose grape. Yeah, comfy mogs, unfortunately. Comfy mogs. So we went around and we got the snacks. I couldn't find the Kinder Eggs, and it was like, oh, can you guys grab the Kinder Eggs to the Americans? My fucking mistake, by the way. Why did I do that? Because you know what they grabbed? The wrong fucking Kinder Eggs. They got the American ones. The Kinder Joys that are come in 2 parts. They didn't get the fucking Kinder Eggs. No, they got the Kinder fucking Joys. That they got the American equivalent. Oh my god, dude. So I don't notice until we're checking out, and I'm like looking at it and I'm like, these are the wrong Kinder Eggs, guys. But I've already got my stuff like checked out, and I'm like, god damn it. So we didn't get Kinder Eggs. Why they even sell those there? We have both. We have both. We have every Kinder product. Unlike America. We have every Kinder product, so we have access to all of them. I really like Kinder. I do like Kinder Joys, but I did want fucking Kinder Eggs. Oh well. So we didn't end up getting the Kinder Eggs. We cashed out, and then there was a Dollarama like beside the grocery store, and I was like, oh, we'll go to the Dollarama. They closed. They were closed. I was pissed off. I was like, fuck, because Dollarama is where you get like the shitty Canadian snacks. There's way more Canadian chocolate bars there. They would have had Kinder Eggs. They would have had maple cookies, maple candies as well. They were closed. I forgot to order beaver tails. We went back to the Airbnb, had our stream, and Convy smashed even more food this time without the wrath of a grocery store in the way. And then I ordered Timbits instead of beaver tails. They sold Kinder Eggs. American Kinder Eggs? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Pretty easy to find. So I called like Uber Eats to bring over Timbits instead of beaver tails because beaver tails were closed. And the lady like this part was so crazy to me. Like I really wish somebody had heard it because it was weird. It was so weird. I opened the door. I was getting like these calls. I got a call from Quebec, and then I also got a call from like some other province. And I was like, I'm not picking that up. What the hell? Turns out the lady had been messaging me on Uber Eats, and I didn't realize. Whoopsie daisy. She was not happy about that. She was not happy. Whatever. They didn't have decaf coffee. Mossy wanted a decaf coffee. They didn't have any. How do you run out of decaf? Oh my god, dude. The food situation was a nightmare in Quebec. In Montreal specifically, I should say. Like, nothing was right. Nothing was right the entire time. Nothing. It was a disaster. So they didn't have decaf. She comes over, I open the door, and she's like, oh, like, they didn't have decaf. And I was like, that's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, no worries. She's like, I don't know if you would have preferred tea or like an iced tea or something. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, it's fine. And then she's like about to leave, and she mumbles something. You were too busy being on crack, cocaine, and leaves. And I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, bye. Like, close the door, and I like peek my head around the door because there were like 3 doors. I like peeked my head around the door into the kitchen where everybody was, and I made a face, and I was really hoping someone had heard that and was like gonna make a face back at me. No, nobody heard. So I close the door and I come over and I'm like, guys, she just called me a crackhead. Well, first it was like they didn't have it. You can like hear me in the stream where I'm like, first of all, they didn't have decaf, and then I get into it, but like, oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What? I assume she was trying to make a joke. But like, what? Who says that? Who says that? Like, you're not my friend. You can't call me a crackhead. My friends can call me a crackhead. I looked pretty put together too. It wasn't like I came out in my pajamas. Like, I was still dressed from the day in like jeans and a t-shirt. Like, no reason for that. It was crazy. I was in shock. She was bitter. I think she was mad. I think you guys were inside a well-known crackhead trap house. Imagine. It was pretty clean if it was a crackhead trap house. I didn't want to say anything. Yeah, no, that's why. It's because we were in there smoking crack, clearly. That's actually why we got that Airbnb, is because it was well known for being a crackhead trap house. Anyway, after that, Mystic does my nails. Or I put on like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and Mystic puts together like all their nail stuff. There's a really cute picture that Mossy took of us. I need to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, I sneezed. So Mystic sets up all of the like nail stuff, and I put on Five Nights at Freddy's. And they did Comfy's nails first. Comfy hasn't taken a picture of the nails. That asshole. Mystic, get on their ass for that. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you for the hydrate as well. And the posture check. Thank you. Mystic did Comfy's nails first, and then we started doing my nails. And we didn't get done doing my nails until also 5 a.m. Also 5 a.m. It was also really late, and I was exhausted. So I like brushed my teeth, and I washed my hands, and then I like peeked out. I said, "Oil me, Mystic," with the cuticle oil. And then as I was going up the stairs, I looked at everyone and I went, and for my final trick, I disappear. Got so shocked. I told Misty to oil me. Nothing wrong with that. You guys underestimate how funny I am. I'm hilarious, by the way. I'm so funny. I'm so quick with my jokes. Especially the more tired I am. Yeah. Pretty funny. I'm a funny guy. At least I like to think I'm a funny guy. You'd have to ask the other guys. I don't know when they're streaming, by the way. I'm sure they'll talk about it when they're streaming. I want to know when they're streaming. But they'll talk about me better than I'll talk about me, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who's to say? And then I said, and for my final trick, I'll disappear, and I did a bow, and I went to bed. And then I woke up like 3-4 hours later. I think it was like 3 hours later. And we had to go. And it sucked really bad. Everyone packed up their stuff, and Mystic had to go first. And it sucked really bad. And then me, Convy, and Bofi got into an Uber to go to the airport because our planes were kind of around the same time. We went to the airport, and I held it together until I was in the Uber on the way to the airport. And the entire time, I felt sick to my stomach, dude. I felt so sick. Because, like, I don't know, it doesn't feel real until you're headed to the airport, right? To leave. And it was like, oh, man. So we were in the Uber, heading Uber, and I just felt sick. I didn't say much because I was like, We step out of the Uber, and Convy's like, well, I guess this is where we depart. And then I'm like, what? I start crying. Yeah, I cried a little bit. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, I cried a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. No big deal. You know, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, it sucked. Grimmy has a heart? Man, fuck you, man. I was hoping I wouldn't cry. I did. I did. Quite a bit, actually. And then I went into the airport and I went to my thing and then I cried a little bit more and then I got on the plane and I went home. Now I'm home. I've been home for a little over a day. Urgh. I miss my friends, dude. I'm not kidding. Kat and I for the rest of the night kept talking about how sad we were. Oh. I wish we could have hung out more with you guys. I really do. I really do. I wish I got to hang out with everybody more. I'm gonna go back to Montreal tomorrow. I'm gonna go back tomorrow and do all the things that I wasn't able to. We spent enough time. All right, Jimmy's on my shit list. I'm never meeting him ever again. I'm never seeing him face to face ever again. This Jimmy guy is fucked. Fuck Jimmy, dude. Fuck Jimmy. Anyway, yeah, it was really nice. I had a lot of fun. Basically, my final thoughts are I had a lot of fun and it's really crazy how everything was the same offline versus online. Nothing changed. Like it was the same. It was amazing because it didn't feel like I was meeting people for the first time. It felt like those are my friends of over a year that I got to hang out with in a group, and it was really, really nice. Nothing changed. It was all the same. Everybody was the same, and I got to hang out with my friends. And it was really, really nice. And now we want to see each other again, so. Fuck, dude. The player, that sounds so lovely. It was so lovely. I've never been able to meet online friends in person before. So that was the first time I was able to do that, and it was so nice. It was so nice. It really was like everyone was just the same except they also had a face. Like it was so weird because it was so different, but it was so nice because the first night, if you've ever watched like a collab with me and the eggs, for some reason I always do like the day and night, what, and we're always out of sync. Every time we're out of sync because of Discord delay or like game delay or whatever. Like there's always delay. We are never in time with each other. And and I did that the first night and everyone did what at the same time. And I was like, wow, no Discord delay. Like that's so cool. No Discord delay. So it was nice. It was nice to like make those stupid jokes and like everyone responds at the same time, or like Convi would say something and I could like actually pivot my head and make a face at them instead of like puppet it through my model where I'd be like, you know, with the like the faces I make. Like I could actually do that in real life. Like, God, so cool. So cool. I did that shit to Chris all the time. I did that shit to Convi. I did it to Mossy a few times. Oh. Yeah. It was really nice. I'm a very expressive person, by the way. Probably because of VTubing. But damn, do I make stupid faces all the time. Another thing I also the number of times that I tripped and shit, so stupid. I really did learn that I'm the world's most clumsy asshole. I think I almost stepped on Chris's foot at the bar. I stepped on Convy's foot. I tripped over like every slight incline or decline ever. I think I kneed or elbowed a bunch of people accidentally. Like, yeah. And I hiccuped a lot. And this one time, like, Mossy was like, who just hiccuped? Mystic? And then I'm like standing there and I was like, I'm surprised you even had to ask. Yeah, it was me. No, that was me. I hiccuped. I have the hiccups. I always hiccup. I got the hiccups immediately after drinking. Fuck, dude. My stomach is so bad. I really butchered that shit. I really chewed my stomach up. Chewed that shit up. So bad. Hi, Pyro. Bum. Hi, Pyro. Hi, Pyro. I just got finished talking about my trip, actually. You missed everything. Destroy stomach with authentic stateside food. Actually, I destroyed it with energy drinks and alcohol. Energy drinks and alcohol. I'm still mad. I spent over $200 at that fucking bar. And I didn't get drunk. Thank you so much for the sub.
Let's go.
I was looking the whole time? What? What? You're a freak. You're a freak. What made you message now? How? What? Dude, I don't even know, man. Those drinks were not very alcoholic. The drink that I had that tasted the most like alcohol, aside from the shots, was the pitcher that I bought. And I drank half of it. I drank half that pitcher. Just felt like it. Mossy sent a picture of us to Paro at one point during the night, and I was so shrimped and sweaty and it's an embarrassing picture. It's a really embarrassing picture. It's not a cute picture of me. You guys looked rough. We didn't feel rough. Aside from the sweat, we didn't feel rough. Next time you just get... Yeah, Chris was like, next time you guys come over to my apartment and we just like buy alcohol. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather spend $20 on a bottle of vodka and down that shit than $200 on tasty drinks with too little alcohol. They also cut Comfy off at one point, which was really stupid because, like, we were all coherent. None of us were drunk enough that we were, like, starting to, like, slur our words or anything. Like, at one point, I started to feel a little bit drunk. And I know I'm drunk if I stand up and I go, whoa, you know, like, and I stood up and I was fine. And I was like, okay, I'm not drunk yet. I'm going to have another drink. None of us were drunk. We were definitely, like, a few of us were pretty tipsy. None of us were drunk. Also, Chris is a slow drinker. Very slow drinker. A very slow drinker. It was really funny. It was really funny. Because, like, me and Convy both, like, looked over at him at one point, and we were like, hey, man, you still have a full glass there. He makes a face, and then he just, like, downs it, and I was like, yeah! Woo! Peer pressure works. And then he got another drink, and he had that one until the end of the night, so... It was really funny. I just forget I even have to drink. I did. But he did take a few shots, so, like, you know. But no, yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. I miss my friends. Next time it'll be for longer. That's my takeaway, is that next time I am gonna be there for longer. Maybe forever. Ha! Who wants to move to Canada, am I right? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? And when it's not summer? No. I'll move to Canada. Woohoo! Says Paro. But But if I don't come in the summer, then I come in the winter and it's slushy and disgusting everywhere. Are you freer in the winter because you don't want to walk down the street? Like, it's so gross in the winter, dude. No, there isn't. You're lying to yourself. Come on, get real. You're fucking lying to yourself. It's summer, fall for like 2 weeks, spring for like 1 week, and then it's winter. That's what it is. Don't tell me I'm wrong either, because I know I'm right. A really nice autumn here. I could go again for my birthday. So that. Autumn is the nicest time. Okay. I'm listening. You're heard. I hear ya. Go during the fall. I'll go during the fall. When it isn't 40 degrees and humid and I feel like death. Alrighty. We'll make arrangements. Alright. Alright. Anyways, I said I was gonna play Minecraft, but I've decided I don't want to because my friends want to hang out with me. And I haven't talked to my friends since I got back. So I'm not gonna play Minecraft. Sorry, guys. We're gonna leave it at just a chatting stream, which is kind of nice. It's fun to do just chatting streams, isn't it? Isn't it, guys? So, we might just end it. We might just leave it at that. I think we'll just leave it at that. Yes. Slumps down? Why are you slumping down? Why are you slumping down, Parokia? Oh, Paro hates repo. I forgot they hate repo. It's funny. All right. W trip. It was a W trip. It was definitely a W trip. Next time it'll be even more W because I'll be there for longer. And Jimmy won't see me and think that I wanted to have disgusting, slimy, gross hair. I was ready to Minecraft. It doesn't have to be on stream. You can hang out with me all the time, Paro. I got Paro a gift yesterday. I sent them a picture of me. Whatever. Dude, you're so whiny. Look at them go. Look at them go. This is what they do. No, I sent them a picture on Sunday of me in like my pajama shirt. And it's this shirt, it glows in the dark for one. It glows in the dark, it's studded. It's like this skeleton holding a gun pointed. It's, you know, it's got like the perspective and whatever. And it's a fucking sick shirt, dude. It's a sick shirt. It's one of my favorites. But I only wear it as a pajama shirt. I fucking love that shirt. I got it at a random ass gas station when I was driving on a long road trip. Anyway, Paro was like, sick shirt. And I was like, what did I say? I said, oh, Paro was like, I'm jealous. And I was like, I'll get you one. Anyway, so I did get them one. I got them one. It's not the exact same as mine, but I did get them a similar shirt. So I didn't spend, the one thing I didn't do on my trip was spend all my fucking money. I spent way less than I thought I was going to spend. Way less. And that's another reason why I need to go for longer, so I can spend more fucking money. What do you mean I spent all that time saving money and I didn't even spend half of it? Not even half of it, dude. Saved all that money and for what? Now I have savings. That's good. In this day and age, at least I have savings. But like, god damn it. Rah! I didn't spend my money. Rah! Consume more. For some reason, I was like, not come to insert my city. Hold on. I'm just curious. Lights are so cheap right now. Oh my god. Hold on. Oh my god, they're dirt cheap. I could get a flight on my birthday for like no money at all. Okay, anyway, this is it. Didn't spend enough on the crack. I know, yeah, I didn't. I should have had more crack cocaine apparently. $2 is like basically $2. It's like basically $2. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. I'm calm and collected. I'm gonna. I've just never seen a flight that cheap, and that's like it's a decent anyway. Doesn't matter. Swim there on the back of a beaver. I could do that. Look at Chris. Why is he doing that? If I go in October, it's like $3. I mean, $1. It's like $1. Of course it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Dude, it's so cheap. Okay, I need to stop looking at this. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, guys. I missed you guys a lot, even though it's like a normal amount of time between when I streamed. It wasn't that bad. I bet you guys didn't even notice, because I feel like the tweets I'd post at like 4 in the morning. Slumps down. We are gonna hang out at. I'm gonna strangle myself. Stop slumping down. We can hang out anyway. Oh my god. Whiny baby. Whiny. Hang out with us? Yeah, hang out with us. Paro, come here. All right. Good night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Where I'm going to be playing games with Chris again. He's going to be teaching me I hate repo. We'll play something else just for you. Just for you, Bijou. Just for you. Anyway, we're gonna... Roni! No, I'm so sorry, Roni. I'm so sorry. I've gotta go, Roni. I've gotta go. I love you, Roni. Bye-bye. Bitch! You better show up. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, tomorrow. Chris is we're gonna finish that like one chapter and to what repo? We'll play something else. Just come hang out. Chris is gonna teach me Barony, and we're gonna finish that one portal chapter that we accidentally skipped. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna strangle Okay, I'm leaving. What song should I play? Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what song I should play. Fucking Stay Calm, the one FNAF song. I don't remember how to play it. Yeah, neither of us really know what's going on, but he knows more than I do, so we'll see. Many men. Too late, I picked a song. All right. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Where I torture Chris again. It's gonna be really fun.